Yeah, it's clear.
Perfect. Thank you, Justice. Hi, everyone. I'm Joy, and I will be talking about why not to eat meat. And this won't be an interactive call, so it will be that I will be sharing to you guys, and I will be talking with you guys. So if you like to communicate with me about anything, I have already added my Instagram into the chat. So if you go to the chat, you would see it's joy underscore Kawuma. So if you would like to have any sort of communications or questions, it will be done there. And if you guys joined the meeting, please mute yourself so that we can all have a very smooth session. And all right, so thank you everyone that is on this call right now. I appreciate all of you for taking your time out of your day. You know, you could have been doing something else and you have chosen to be on this call today. So I really thank you and appreciate it for you taking your time out of your day to be here right now. So, to lay out a little bit about myself, I'm a makeup artist that lives in Bali, and I was born and raised in Hong Kong, and I have been living there my whole life. So I speak English and Chinese, and so today I'm going to be sharing with you is that my own path and experience from eating meat my whole life to having like a transitioning and then to not eating meat at all and what that experience was like and what was the benefit out of doing that and also like what did I gain out of doing that and also what I learned. So that's what today's intention and talk is going to be about. And so, for the listeners that are listening right now, no matter if you are a vegan or you're a vegetarian or you're someone that hasn't ever heard about the idea of like not eating meat, no matter which stage you are at, you're perfect for this call. And thank you for being here. So, for my whole life, I've been like a really huge meat eater. So, breakfast is gonna be eggs, and lunch is gonna be like some like, massive pork chop, and dinner is gonna be steak, and every single meal has to have meat, like really large consuming it. And like it hit a point where like started slowly growing up, and then I started having a lot of health problems that started to like really like get more and more obvious the more that I got older. And so these things would be like I'll be really overweight and I'll have really heavy dark under eye circles. I'll always be very, very bloated and I'll always have very strong yeast infections and very, very tired. And it just goes on how my life was. Like you can really picture it and imagine it, right? And like the entire time of experiencing these things, I always thought that it was normal, and I thought that it was just like, oh, I guess when you grow older, then you just start like to deteriorate and just start to like get weak, and all of these health problems just naturally arises, and everyone in my circle at that point heavy meat eaters as well. Totally no education, no idea, no information at all about why not to eat meats and so on. So that was my life. And until and yeah, and the entire process of having all these body issues, I never thought that was had anything to do with my diet. And until I got introduced to trying a plant-based diet by uh, my sister. So, she was telling me about it. Um, I was just out of curiosity and also desperation of like really wanting my health back. And then really want to not feel like not in my power every day. Like I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna try this plant-based diet. I've never heard about it. I'm just gonna go for it, right? So now we're sitting in front of the restaurant, and comes the menu, and usually I go for anything that has really like strong meat products, and like just it's like I already picked the menu. It's like I had no control at all. And I was looking at the menu, and I felt the desperation of choosing meat again to the waiter, but I actively was like, oh, no, I'm gonna go for a vegan meal, and I'm going to, start my plant-based diet from now on. And and my sister was there supporting me the entire time. And that's when I realized how much I was addicted to meat, sugar, and salt and oil. And I wasn't it wasn't even in my like subconscious. Like I was so not present to it at all until I had that experience, right? So I finished it. I still got the vegan meal at the end, and so that was the beginning. It wasn't easy at all. And then after weeks have passed and passed, and the more I'm eating it, and the more it's like, wow, it's actually really delicious. Because I like vegans, and there was in my world, it was always like there's something wrong with them, or like um like, oh, why are you vegan? Like, what are you trying to protest about? It's like it was always on a very negative light, right? So, but the more that I personally experiencing it, I felt like this is amazing. It's so great. There's actually I don't feel like I'm left out with nothing, or I don't feel like, oh, I'm missing out in life, or none of that happened, right? And then so after weeks of progression, because it does take time to change something that I'm so used to, I started realizing, I looked in the mirror and I started to realizing that I look a bit different. And I started realizing like my dark circles have improved, they've lightened a lot. And then my bloating issues have improved. Like they're not like how it was before. Internal inflammations, yeast infections, body odor, all of that just left. And then I just cannot believe how easy it was to have that transformation happen in my life. All I had to do was clean my diet and give time to myself, have compassion, and detox, and like to only have plant-based meals. And my body has really changed. So when I was like going through this path of I need to change my health, I enrolled into a gym, and I was like, I'm going to go for a gym, and I'm going to have a personal trainer, and I'm going to get so strong. I had all these, like, I'm going to be so well. And what happened was within 30 minutes, I fainted twice because my body was so weak from how I have been constantly eating meat my whole life, and, not paying attention to it. And then to now fast forward right now, I could do 1 hour workouts that are I can complete and well workouts. And also today I was on the pool, and I can like just keep on going swimming pools. And so by not eating meat, I was actually able to gain so much strength out of just cleaning my diet and detoxing my body, and also um, able to do a lot more because if I have more energy, then I feel so much more alive and not just like drained by my own body. So um, now the other thing is how the food is being processed nowadays. So nowadays, how they process the food is like mass productions and high speeds, and And there's lots of documentaries out there that are showing what conditions the animals are in. So it will be like they're all like stacked onto each other, and like the chickens, they won't have their beaks because they open it up so they can constantly feed the chickens so they can like, grow faster. They're not in their natural way of progressing and growing. And cows, they're like connected to machines, and they're just like their milk is constantly getting sucked out until they die, basically. And also pigs, the way how they kill the pig, like they use um, electricity wands to like beat it, and so that you can have bacon or you know pork. And so the way how the animal is processed, like there's so much pain and torture that goes through it, and I'm really a strong believer that animals do feel pain, and animals do know. And when they are being processed, like they know they're gonna die, and that environment is really stressful. And yeah, they are beings and have feelings like us. And then humans, they go and purchase the meat, and then they eat it, and then they put it inside their body. So you can just imagine the amount of like toxins um, and negativity that's added to the body right then and there. And like all of that stress and like emotions of a chicken and animals, like it doesn't just disappear in the air. It's actually still in a piece of meat. And it's like no wonder um, before I was so emotionally drained that I wouldn't have any capacity to be thinking about how will the cow feel. I wouldn't have any capacity, energy, mindfulness to be aware of, oh, this plate, like how's my animal being processed? Because I was like basically intoxicating myself. And so, and if you guys watch this documentary, it's called Earthlings documentary on YouTube by Ali, Ali. It's really mind opening. It really shows footage of how it is. It's like this is it. This is how we do it. And if you guys want to watch it, I definitely would highly recommend Earthlings documentary. Just watch it to have more of like just to start and to be informed and to have a bit more knowledge and to educate and to at least know, and then you can choose and decide how you want to continue process, like how you want to continue on your choices. And now that we've talked about personal benefits, like my 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 body has changed, how my energy has changed, and now that we've also talked about like how the animals like it's not beneficial to them. And so we talked about those two things, right? So now let's talk about the planet. All of these animals, let's just use free animals for example, chickens, cows, and pigs, they all eat plants. So in order to be able to sustain the amount of need of animal products, then you also need a lot of land. And all these lands, you'd also need like to have a lot of fresh water. And then it's like just lots of productions. And then after that, which comes is also a lot of waste that comes out from the animals because there's so much, right? And all of those waste that are naturally coming from the animals, but in such a high rate so much, also causes pollutions and viruses. And those viruses which are also, not good for people and also the earth. And so eating meat, it's like it's not only not good for your own health, it's not good for the animals, it's also not good for the planet. And um, what I want to bring aware to is that, especially right now, having this coronavirus, it's even put in a more highlight on we're all live in the same earth and we're all the same. And it's like no matter if you're poor, no matter if you're rich, no matter if you're famous, um, sorry, no matter if you're famous or if you're not, like we're all the same. And if we don't change our ways of being, if we don't change our ways of acting on actions, then then the universe will answer us on how we treat the universe in a sense of karma. And I really hope that everyone that is in this call, sparked up a curiosity to understand, hey, like how is my meat being processed, and what is was how is it actually done, and what am I even eating? Like, what is the process of it? And um, sorry, I just saw a screen on my screen, so I was distracted. Um, and I really hope that everyone on this call right here, that it has planted a seed onto you, to start being more aware of the environment and also the planet, and also your food that you're putting on yourself and your children. And I just hope that the message is out there, and that and also what I also want you guys to know is that you all matter. You all matter a lot. Every single purchase that you make, every single food that you buy, it's like voting on what you support and what you want to create. And it doesn't take, like it does, and it also takes a collective effort. It can't just be done by 2 people or 3 people. It needs to be spread out there, and we need to be all working together for humanity. We all live in the same earth, and we all want to have like a better place and for a better future. And so that's all that I want to share with you about today. Um, and thank you guys so much for listening. And again, if you guys want to communicate with me about anything, I have my Instagram account that's already put on the chat link. It's joy_Kawuma. So it's JOY_KAWUMA. Communicate with me there, and we'll continue the conversation there. And thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. Thank you. Bye bye.